Jumpstart?
So Jumpstart, the series under Happy for a Change, we really focus on, I have to focus on entrepreneurs. Now, I really see entrepreneurs in two different veins. I see people who are trying to start a business and, they might be looking to get investors or hire employees and get larger and larger. But there's also entrepreneurs who are looking to start a second or third income stream for themselves. I don't really differentiate the two because the tactics work well for either people. I've worked with small, medium, large companies, multinational companies. I've worked with the UN and mom and pop shops. I don't really care. The tactics are similar everywhere. So Jumpstart really focuses on how you should think about things and what are the tactics and strategies you can use in order to succeed in any sort of entrepreneurial endeavor. And because of that, talk a lot about specific tactics and strategies for marketing, how to set up your business, but also how to think about the world globally, because your company exists within a macro environment that affects how you might go about things. So starting a business in a recession is different than starting a business in expansion. So Jumpstart, we're really going to try to cover as much as possible, as broad as possible, so that you have all kinds of new information to shoot you off in the right direction and hopefully, set you on the right path in order to be successful. It's so important to me, even more important to me than you learning some of the good things to do is what not to do, because I have seen way too many people spend tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars doing things they think sound good, but end up being extremely, extremely counterproductive. So it's as important for me to tell you what not to do as it is to tell you what to do.
I see your videos are up here on Happy for a Change. I'm on the Happy for a Change YouTube channel. I see a bunch of weird stuff. I see like comedy, and you got some brother doing some weird zombie thriller singing. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, so it's very interesting. I talked about in a previous video about being cross-industry, right? You want to have the skill sets that appeal to multiple different areas, because if you're too specialized and too focused, you're more fragile, more weak to changes. You can't appeal to certain types of demographics, and you don't take advantage of some of the skills that you can use in something else in the job that you're doing. So, for example, my brother and I, we started doing stand-up comedy about 4 or 5 years ago, and we were blown away of how the skills of doing stand-up comedy were.
Isn't it 6 years, 5, 6 years now?
Yeah, well, my son's 5 years old, so it was I guess 6 years now. Yeah. So it was astounding to us how the skills of a stand-up comic were extremely useful for my brother to be a motivational speaker, and extremely useful for me to be a marketer dealing with clients, and also being a stock trader. Because stand-up comedy, you're dealing with uncertainty. You're always trying to get feedback, right? You're trying to provide value from people. You're trying to get feedback for your reputation, and you have to have a guiding light so that people know where you're coming from. And that's sort of where that's one of the things that led me on the path to where we are today. So it's extremely useful to have content on the website that could trigger you new ideas in all kinds of different ways. So sometimes it might be funny over here, sometimes it might be entertaining over here, sometimes it might be information, but we're trying to, on Happy for a Change, to get your attention and try to provide the same information but in multiple different veins, so that you get that click in your head, you get that aha moment, and then you're off and running. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention. I talked about realvision.com before, and I talked about hedge eye, but you're also going to want to check out, look, if you have a head for a little bit of something a bit more dense, you want to pick up Nassim Taleb's Incerto series. Nassim Nicholas Taleb is a essayist, a philosopher, previously an option trader, and he has this series of books, Black Swan, Antifragile, Skin in the Game, that are him explaining how he learned how to deal with uncertainty. And it is absolutely fantastic and invaluable. So I just want to add that to the three.
Who are you voting for, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, or Joe Biden?